What's good, YouTube? Today I done found the best defense on the game, man. If y'all see a lot of people running that 6-1, I believe I made it popular. I'm just saying, I know it was a good defense at the beginning of the year, but I mastered it because I found out how to base a line. I'm gonna be teaching y'all all the tips and tricks that I learned. And yeah, I hope this make you a better player. If you like this type of videos, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Without further ado, let's get right into it. And these are some clips of me just barking at dudes, man. I went on a 35-game win streak with this defense, man. I never went on that high of a streak. I believe it's because defense is the hardest thing in college football 25 right now, in my opinion. I feel like it's way easier to play offense than it is to play defense. And this defense is really like the easy button, especially once you figure out how to base a line. Base a line, basically what it does is your opponent can't tell if you're man, zone, or whatever. So like right here, I was in man coverage and he didn't know what I was in. You know what I'm saying? Same thing right here in man coverage, cover 2 on the right side, and I catch the easy pick. So you get to play a lot of mind games with your opponent. A lot of guys, they motion, be like, he's following him, he's a man. When you base a line, you ain't gotta worry about that. They don't know what you in. It's kind of like Madden. The only difference is, I go over it later in this video when I go into practice mode. But like in Madden, you can show blitz and back your safeties off. But on this game, you gotta manually back your safeties off. But I hope y'all enjoy these clips, man. So this is the playbook that you would need, 4-3 multiple. You can find this on cfb.fan. It has everything that you need. These is the boosts that it give you if you play Ultimate Team, and these are the teams if you play like or whatever that has this 4-3 multiple. Also, for my Ultimate Team guys, you want to come in here, you want to go to solo challenges, scroll all the way down, or it depends on where it's at, but you want to find defensive scheme trials. Then you come over here to 4-3, what is that? 4-3 multiple. Once you do all these, you get this base playbook that I use. It's pretty much the same thing as like if you had the team, but it's free. And yeah, that's what I've been using. Let's see what's that? Playbooks. So yeah, these is how you get all the little custom playbooks by doing the solo challenges. But this is what I use personally. But like I said, if you don't have this, just make sure you equip one of the teams that I just showed you. So the most important part to this defense is base a line. If you don't know how to base a line, then this is what you turn off auto flip and you turn off this. Turn this to disabled, and that's how you base a line pretty much. I put this on conservative and aggressive because I want the quarterback to get the ball as much as possible. Like for example, if they run a speed option, you don't want him to pitch it because that's how they get the most yards. Same thing with the read option. You want the focus on the quarterback, want them to hand it off. Then you come over to 6-1, that's what I run. Typical 3 plays I only use in this playbook, in this formation, is cover 4 quarters, because that's how you stop like all the deep passes, etc., etc. Also, minimum, you want to blitz at least 5 when you're using this formation. Sandwood blitz, because that's the man coverage scale, and then cover Tampa 2. As you see, Tampa 2 is my favorite call. I called it 413 times. I'm going to just come out on this. And we're going to come out, let's say trips tight end. I feel like trips tight end is a tough formation. Let's just do verticals. So you see how my team is just all over the place. Like you don't want this, it messes up the alignment. You really can't blitz if your team's like this. So the base line to get them to come out in the formation and just keep them the same, press square, and then you just flip the play by pressing R2. X and RT if you're on Xbox. So this right here, you can't tell if they're a man, they're in zone. You know, I can just do a whole bunch of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So like right now, I have people manned up and stuff like that. I probably wouldn't do that, but that's the key to base lining. You can't tell what the defense in. So it looks like zone, but like I said, I got people manned up, but they're not going to move. The only guys that move is the outside corners. So typically what I like to do if I'm playing, just regardless, I blitz all linebackers by pressing the right arrow and flick the right stick down by blitzing all. Then I like to press X or A, depending on what system you're on. I put my guy either in a mid read or most likely a hook curl, because like you're blitzing like 5 right here. But this is what it would look like. And then if I'm just guarding this formation, and it's on the hash like this is probably like the play art I would do. Probably something like this. I don't know. It just depends on what they're doing. Plus, normally in good trips tight ends, the running back's on the right side. So typically I will hard flat that guy and then do something like this, just a cover two shell. The reason I put that left guy in a soft squat is because sometimes he might match if there's no like no deep thread or something like that. He just matched with like the inside route and it just looked real glitchy. That's a match coverage. The soft squat, typically, it's a cloud flat. Cloud flats do a good job, but like you don't want to cover the middle of the field by yourself. So sometimes that's my adjustments versus trip side in. And then typically, depending on what type of runs, because you kind of don't come out in the same play every single time. You got to get a feel of what your opponent likes to do. I might slide my linebackers to the right just so I can shoot the gap. I hop right here, and if he runs to the right, I'll shoot the gap. Or I just crash my D line down and I hover right here if I'm assuming they're gonna pass. And then like if they hike the ball and they send out 5, then you're most likely gonna get pressure. Now the reason I ain't get pressure like I do in Ultimate Team is because I run a lot of quick jumps. I run quick jumps on this guy, this guy, and this guy, and then I run takedowns on the outside guys that's standing up. That's typically how I like to run it, but you can run it like this. This is like my favorite play call, cover 2. Now, let's see how I would like to defend bunch. Also forgot to talk about how I would like to guard trips tight end if they're on the wide side of the field. So yes, baseline again, go to linebackers, put your guy in the hook curl, crash your D line. Now you see like your corner isn't lined up right, so I would probably put him deep third, depending on what your opponent likes to do. If I man him up, then he would go directly over him, but that's kind of like the tail. Then you would need this guy to get back, probably like an inside third or inside quarter, maybe, you know what I'm saying? And shift this guy like this. It's just so much you can do with this baseline. They don't align right, but I don't mind it because, like I said, my blitz is getting there. They have to make quick reads, and 99% of players are not making quick reads the entire game. They're gonna mess up eventually. Nobody likes to get blitzed. This typically what I would like to do. Maybe just keep it in cover 2, just move this guy out, maybe if I can. But that's how I would guard trips tight end to the wide side of the field. I forgot to mention that you can base align in any symmetrical formation. So if I base align, this is exactly where they would go. So base align just sends them so my safeties would be backed off like that, my corners would be like that, and it just puts them how this formation is shown. So for my dollar guys, this is probably like one of the most popular, defenses to base align because they sit just like that, and this is so symmetrical, and your opponent don't know if you're in man zone, whatever. Same thing with this. This is a good formation to base align because everybody's just symmetric. It's just even. It just looks nice. I wouldn't really do it with nickel like this because it just looks weird. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with double mug. Can do it, but like your safeties is gonna be way backed off. That's why in double mug I normally come out in just regular mid blitz with no base line. Then I turn my mid blitz into like a zone coverage look if I want to play zone, or if you want to play zone, you would come out in nickel double dog 3 buzz. That's typically why people like to do that because it just doesn't look right. Same thing with 3-3 club. You don't want to base align this type of formations. Normally like something like this that's symmetric. You would basically. I'm in flood. I don't think I got my adjustments set up, but we're in flood. Now, base the line and blitz all linebackers crash down or crash to the left, just in case they run duo. Normally, I crash down and I like to hide right here. One, if they run a pass play and they block their running back or tight end, whatever, they're gonna come shift my way to pick me up, and then this guy might come in free or this guy might come in free. That's kind of want to hover right here just to shoot like the inside zone or the duo, or you can hide right here, to shoot the runs. But either I'm gonna man this guy up because, like I said, he's either gonna kill you on a streak or a drag, or you can put him in a soft squad just in case. Put this guy in a deep half if you do decide to put him in a soft squad. Soft squats, if nothing's running over there, which there's not no immediate threat because the running back's on the left side of the field, that means that he's going to match with him. You know what I'm saying? He's going to follow him across the field. So soft squats do play a little glitchy, and man, they play a little different. And it's good because your opponent won't know that you're manning him up every play. Like sometimes he plays, you know, cover 2 on that side. Sometimes he mans up, just depending on what routes are. Then on this side, I might, you know, keep this the same like this. But if you do come out in cover 4, I will repeat this again. You want to make sure you shade down. This quarter will not play like how it's supposed to in guard back here. He will chase a post route and then he will give up a streak and you're just looking down. Depending on if I really want to send pressure right here, I might put this guy in a bird hook or like a curl flat, because if you put him in a curl flat, he's going to chuck one of the receivers and that's going to give your blitz time to get there. Also, most people would like to send their running backs along wheel routes. That bird hook could do a good job of that. Curl flat, you know, it will help guard that corner route, one of the corner routes. You know, it just depends on what your opponent's doing, but that's how I would like to guard bunch. Now, this is if you're playing like a toter, you know, base line. I still base line just because like I like to get my guys, you know, where they at. So most likely a run to the left will kill me the most, more so than a run to the right. So I will shift my line to the left. If not, I ain't like the way that he shifted, I would just shift him down and then I will hover right here. You know what I'm saying? I bring these guys in the box. You know, if you turn these guys in the inside quarter, just man this guy up, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, might put this guy on the soft spot because there ain't nothing over there. You know, he'll come over to the left side of the field if ain't nothing over there. But I would look to like either sit right here, shoot the gap running left, sit right here, shoot the gap running right. But you don't, if they're in a run formation, you don't want to sit right here because the center's just gonna pick you up and now they're just gashing you. You're gonna hide behind your lineman. When you hide behind your lineman, where you still get the check mark, but you can still like loop around and stop. So right here, let's just hide the ball. Boom. I mean, that's 5 yards. You gotta live with that. Let's try it again. Boom. Stay down, blitz everybody. You know, I might crash my line to the left because I'm assuming he's running to the left. Do something like this. Loop around. You know, you just gotta feel on with this formation. Since you're blitzing a lot, you gotta have a great user to stop the run. Also, if you're assuming that running up the middle, cover 4 does a better job at stopping runs up the middle. Cover 2 does a better job of stopping runs to the outside. So let's do it again. Shade down. Play hard. I might just man him up just because that's who I'm worried about. Or I just might turn that into a cover 2 on that side. You know what I'm saying? But that's the play hard. Let's see how they come. If you click your right stick in, that will make your safeties come down. So like, let me just show you real quick. See how they're just backing up, right? You see how they're just backing up. They didn't attack the gap. Do it again. You click your right stick in. They're attacking the ball. I don't know if you can see the difference. Let's try it one more time. Shade down. You know what I'm saying? And cover 2. Boom. I'm clicking the stick in. I'm clicking the stick in. And they don't like back up as far. I don't know if y'all seeing it, but that is a difference. I hope these tips help. So let's talk about defending YSL and normal Y off close. So you see how that guy's just lined up in front of this guy's lined up in front of that guy. You don't want that. You just want to base the line. Makes it so that the blitz get in. I will either crash the line or slide them to the left, and then I will hover right here just in case they run like the inside zone. I'm able to shoot the gap. But typically, if they're on this hash and they're guarding like this, I'm going to man up them guys. Most likely. Sometimes I don't. But most likely these guys on the left side are coming to the right side of the field 9 times out of 10. Somebody's not going to really, he might be the only route that runs like a zig. And the zig running on this side of the field is not going to kill me. In a corner route, like I don't think it's going to have enough time to develop on this side of the field, especially if I'm blitzing 5. And with this green check mark above my head, it's kind of registering that I'm blitzing and like me hovering right here. It's going to make the running back or somebody ID to pick me up. That's basically what that check mark means. And then over here, I'm gonna put this guy probably in the hard, well, the visual bug. But I will put that cloud flat that you see that's on the left side of the field. It's in the hard flat. I don't know why it's doing this, but he's in the hard flat. It's a visual bug in practice mode. And yeah, that's typically like how I would guard it if I'm on this hash. But like I said, it's not a one play fits all type of thing. Like, you know, you gotta switch it up. But the baseline does not allow your opponent to know what you're in, you know? And then if I'm on this side, I might just keep it like this. Sometimes I might man this guy up See how he moves if he mans up. That's the only tell on defense. But like I said, if you send him in motion, he's not gonna move. You know what I'm saying? So he don't know if you're in man or zone. You feel what I'm saying? He's still manned up, but then that's when you gotta like adjust to like what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like this. Like man him up or something like that. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta adjust to what your opponent's doing on defense. You know, that's the main thing against stops. Let's talk about wild trips. I would like to guard that because a lot of people I see had trouble stopping it. The most deadly play out of this is that what is it? One of the RPO bubbles. You got this one and then the flat, but I don't think Oregon's playbook has it. But typically, I come out in Tampa. Sometimes I might come out in cover 4, but I would shift my guy to the left because they normally have a duo run or a halfback direct snap. So we'll man this guy up, go like this, because the most dangerous threat, this guy, he's going to be coming to the middle 100%. He's not running a zig or he's running a streak. That's the only thing that can kill you from this wide receiver on the right. On the left, this tight end, he's either going to run the flat route or he's going to go on a streak. Or they're going to block him, you know what I'm saying, which is fine. And you see how like, well, I got to not pull that up. But if I can hide this play arc, you see how like the alignment is for that left outside receiver. You're going to get cooked on speed outs a lot if you leave him like this. So if you can, move him out right here, or you know what I'm saying, you can man him up, you could bait it, you know what I'm saying, you could put him on a deep third just to keep everything, safe. Do something like this. Like it's so much you can do without, Also, pro tip is if you do quick adjust right here, press triangle, and then you hit X, and then you go to man him up. If the tight end has like a triangle above his head instead of an X, that's a tell that he is in an RPO. You know what I'm saying? That means your opponent's running an RPO, especially if your running back is at X2 as well. That's another tell. But that's like little tips for just playing the game. But it's not like a one-size-fit-all defense. Like I said, you just want to make sure you blitz at bare minimum 5. Make sure you're sliding to stop the run, and like make sure your user is hovering. You got the green check mark, and you're like hiding behind your lineman. Unless it's like 4th and 10. It's like 4th and 10 or something like that. Then it's cool to sit right here. You want to sit right here and get up in there, and then as soon as they hike the ball, you want to like sprint back. But that's how I like to play defense. I hope this video helped. I could give y'all some gameplay tips, like while I'm in the game, like walk y'all through my adjustments. If y'all would want that, let me know in the comment section. But I appreciate y'all tuning in, man. I hope this video helped. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.